Samuel stood at the back of the room, clutching his notebook tightly. His palms were slightly sweaty, and he kept shifting his weight from one foot to the other. "Go on, Samuel," the teacher said. "Present your idea." A few students already started whispering. Samuel took a slow breath and walked to the front. His steps were careful, almost hesitant, like he was stepping into a place he didn't belong. He opened his notebook, his voice low at first. I have an idea for a small business," he began. "Something that can help people in our community." A laugh cut through the room, then another, then more. Samuel froze. One boy leaned back in his chair, shaking his head. "You? Business," he said, laughing. Another added, "Bro, you can't even talk properly." The class erupted. Samuel felt his chest tighten. His throat went dry. He glanced at the teacher, hoping for support, but she simply said, "Continue." So he did. Even as laughter filled the room, he finished his presentation. His voice trembled, but he didn't stop. When he was done, there was no applause, just silence. He walked back to his seat, ears burning, heart heavy. That day followed him home. At night, he sat on his bed, staring at his notebook, the same one he held earlier. For a moment, he thought of quitting. "Maybe they're right," he whispered. But something stopped him. He opened the notebook again, not to prove them wrong, but to understand his idea better. Slowly, he started writing again, thinking again, planning again, not loudly, quietly. The next day, while others played during break, Samuel sat under a tree alone, writing, observing, thinking. Days passed like that. No announcement, no validation, no applause, just effort. Sometimes he got stuck. Sometimes he doubted himself, but he didn't stop. Slowly, his idea began to take shape. Not perfect, but real. One afternoon, while helping his mother at her small shop, he noticed something. Customers kept asking for the same product, but it was always unavailable. Samuel paused. That moment stayed in his mind. What if I solved this problem? That night, he worked longer than usual, planning carefully. He wasn't sure if it would work, but he started anyway. Samuel used his small savings to begin. It wasn't much, and honestly, it didn't look promising at first. The first few days were slow, very slow. Some people ignored him, some doubted him. Even a few from school recognized him. "Isn't this the guy that got laughed at?" one of them joked. Samuel just smiled slightly. He didn't argue, he didn't explain, he just continued. Day by day, step by step. Then something changed. A customer came back, then another, then another. People started noticing something simple. Samuel always had what they needed. No excuses, no delays, just consistency. And slowly, trust began to grow. Samuel used his small savings to begin. It wasn't much, and honestly, it didn't look promising at first. The first few days were slow, very slow. Some people ignored him, some doubted him, even a few from school recognized him. "Isn't this the guy that got laughed at?" one of them joked. Samuel just smiled slightly. He didn't argue, he didn't explain, he just continued, day by day, step by step. Then something changed. A customer came back, then another, then another. People started noticing something simple. Samuel always had what they needed. No excuses, no delays, just consistency. And slowly, trust began to grow. "I know some of you have ideas people will laugh at," he began. A few students shifted in their seats. "I've been there." Silence filled the room. "But I learned something," he continued. "People don't laugh because your idea is bad. They laugh because they can't see what you see yet." He looked around, and even you won't see it clearly at first. He took a breath. "What matters is this. Can you keep going when no one believes in it?" No one spoke. After the talk, students surrounded him with questions. As Samuel walked out of the school, the sun hit his face softly. He paused, not because he needed validation, but because he finally understood. They laughed at the beginning. They doubted during the process. But in the end, consistency speaks louder than mockery, and those who don't quit always get the last laugh.